Okay. Do you think Oswald did it? Now I'm talking about the JFK assassination.
You want me to get into it?
A little bit.
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Do you think he even had a hand in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think he had a hand in it. I don't think he did it.
Okay, so what do you think happened?
Do you want the long story or the short story?
I don't care. I mean,
Okay.
I don't want 30 minutes.
Okay, well, it's not 30 minutes. So essentially, I don't think Oswald was one of the shooters. And there's a lot of facts or what are the word I'm thinking of?
I don't know, theories?
Evidence. There's a lot of evidence to support that because when the shot went down, right, there was it happened from, I think, the 4th or the 5th story of a building in Dallas, right?
Right.
So it took about, I think it was something like 40 seconds. There was some number, like some really short amount of time for the CIA and everyone to figure out where the shot came from.
Which seems like way too little.
Right. Well, no, the thing is so eventually they stormed into this building and they actually found Oswald on the first floor of the building. He was basically in like the first room that you enter into, just sitting in there. It was like a kitchen.
Okay.
And he was just sitting in there, not out of breath, nothing was wrong, just standing there. The CIA questioned him for a little bit. He answered the questions like normal, whatnot, and then they said, okay, you can go on your way. And then it wasn't until later that Oswald did something stupid.
Right.
Where on his way home, he actually pulled a gun out on someone.
Oh.
Someone called the cops, they captured him, figured out, hey, wait, this guy maybe was involved in this.
Oh.
But, anyways, the point I'm getting at is, if Oswald was sitting up on, like, the 4th or the 5th floor, how did he make it down to the first level within, like, a couple minutes? And be, like, perfectly fine. Like, I'm not talking like he was just down there and, like, you know, like, he was down there like, hey, guys, how's it going? You know?
Right, you're saying that there was no way that he did that and then... Well, unless he was a complete sociopath, but even then, how did he get all the way down there? Because there weren't elevators and stuff, right? Really?
I don't know if there was elevators, but there was like a spiral staircase just down the hall from this room that the gun was found in. And so essentially, the way to get down there is if he was up in that room, he would have to run down these staircases, like I said, 4, I think 5 levels or something, I don't remember. And then he had like pass through a different room and then get to the kitchen. And it just kind of seemed a little funny that he would be able to do that. I mean, I know he was an ex-Marine sniper.
Right.
But still, it's like that he would have had to like make the shot, drop the gun, and immediately start booketing it as fast as he possibly can. Yeah. And still possibly not make it in time. You know what I mean? It just seems kind of funny. I think what happened more was Oswald was kind of placed there.
By who? The CIA or the mob? Or
The mob to kind of stall, even just for a couple seconds, to allow the shooter to get out.
Oh, the real shooter.
Yeah. Because if Oswald wasn't there, they probably would have just continued on. So, I think even if it was just a couple seconds they stalled, that probably would have been more time for that person to get out. It also explains why Jack Ruby would have shot him.
Oh, because Jack Ruby was a member of the mob.
Yeah. And so if you watch the JFK assassination, there was 3 shots that actually happened.
Right.
I know there's like some theories on, well, there's more or something, but 3 that we know of happened. The first one actually hit JFK in the neck and then hit the governor guy in front of him.
Okay.
So the second bullet actually missed JFK completely, and it went into the curbside next to the motorcade.
Have they recovered these bullets?
Yes.
So, like, they have these bullets historically? Are they preserved somewhere?
I think so.
Okay, because the CIA lost some stuff, didn't
They did lose some stuff.
How does that happen?
Gonna get into that.
Okay.
So, the second bullet hit the curbside, and actually within a week of the shooting happening, they sent out the government paid for a construction crew to actually take out that piece of the curb,
Right.
and keep it.
Right. So they pulled a Dark Knight where like they took the section of the curb and they analyzed
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
are you saying that the Dark Knight was inspired by JFK's death?
I am saying that actually. Yes. Okay.
Continue. I just want to elaborate on details here.
Yeah, that definitely inspired it.
I thought that was important and
Yep.
definitely needed to be brought up.
Yep. Nolan actually did that.
Wow.
He said he studied the JFK assassination and wanted to make a movie that was inspired by that. So, but anyways, so the second bullet hit that curb. Well, then the third bullet actually didn't come from behind at all. The third bullet, you would realize that JFK's head went back, right?
Am I getting all these texts or is it you?
I'm getting a call.
Okay.
So the third bullet went from in front because John F. Kennedy's head like shot back. And I know a lot of people are like, well, it just bounced off things. So no, it didn't. His head shot back, so he got shot from the front.
Is there
Well, the theory is the magic bullet theory. Basically means in order for that theory to work, the bullet would have had to like curve midair, do a 180 and hit him from the front.
Huh.
That's actually the theory.
Well, there was a theory too that the bullet was like disposable.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but I don't think it was an ice bullet, but they said it was something like that.
Something that could be disposed of.
Yes, like biodegradable.
Right. Well, anyways, so the third bullet came from the front. It hit him in the head. His head launched back. You could see half of his brain from the behind his head, like launch behind him.
Extremely graphic, but yes.
Well, it just proves that he was hit from the front, not from the back.
Right.
I was watching a documentary about this actually a few years ago, and someone did the math on the trajectory of the bullet and all this stuff. And basically they had the exact measurements of that bullet coming from, there's like a storm drain in the ground.
Right.
And essentially, you would have had to have a guy sitting in this, and they went inside of it. They showed what the inside looks like. It's enough room for like a person to sit in with a gun, and that's it. And then the storm drain actually leads out to a river, which is kind of a little ways away, and it's like over a hill. It's actually kind of behind the grassy knoll. But, so essentially, once you're in that river, you can kind of just run away, and no one would ever know you are, because it's like behind like a bridge and everything.
Right, and that's where people are assuming that the real shooter shot from.
Well, exactly. That would have been where the shooter from the front of him shot from. But, I mean, the other one was definitely up in the room.
So you're saying that there's two shooters at least?
There's at least two shooters, and I think Oswald was actually placed down there. He would probably provided the gun, because the sniper that they found up in the room of the building was actually Oswald's.
Was it stolen though? Or was
No, it was actually his gun.
Okay.
So they found that one. He probably just provided the weapon. Right? Just like, hey, yeah, you can use my gun.
So then he would have been in on it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I think he was told, hey, bring us the sniper. You just go down there, stall him for even if it's just a minute, then we can get out and you're good to go. And he probably was like, okay. And he probably didn't realize that they would drop his gun.
Oh yeah, he was the fall guy.
Yeah, exactly. They probably didn't realize, or he didn't realize that. And when he was captured, before he could really talk and tell the world anything, Jack Ruby came and shot him. Now, Jack Ruby's excuse was, his excuse was literally, I shot Oswald because I was so angry because I love my president so much.
Well,
John F. Kennedy, Jack Ruby was in charge of a nightclub in town. John F. Kennedy and his brother Bobby their entire administration were actively hunting down mob members.
yes.
I don't think Jack Ruby was like this JFK fanboy.
No.
So,
Well, that's the thing is that so JFK, and I think it provides a lot of context that a lot of people don't know, was not elected by the mob, but the mob really helped him with his campaign and pushed him as like the public face of like what would help as the next president.
Yeah.
They really marketed him and
Yep.
helped him get in office. But the thing is that the Kennedy family, to my understanding, had connections to the mob going back, including their father.
Yep.
And so once they got in office, though, they wanted to clean up their family and clean up the White House administration and make it go. I mean, I guess you don't call it going straight anymore because now that means something else, but that's what they wanted to do was like get rid of the criminal element of the Kennedy family or their connections to the criminal element and become like a legitimate thing.
Right.
And so
they started hunting down different mob members
Oh,
that they all knew about.
Yeah, and for probably for multiple reasons. One being the fact that they knew how the Kennedys got in office.
Right.
The other being the fact that they wanted to get rid of organized crime because JFK was actually very much against it.
Yeah.
Despite his family connections and stuff like that. It is really fascinating because it's also one of those things. I didn't know that would do that. It's also one of those things where I don't understand how people can advocate that it wasn't sort of an inside job thing with the mob or someone powerful like the CIA involved or knowing about it. And the reasoning for that for me is because of the fact that Bobby was also murdered later.
Right.
It would have looked a lot more not murdery, you know what I mean? Not conspiracy. It would have looked a lot more just like a disgruntled person did it if Bobby Kennedy wasn't also killed.
Right.
So, that's...
It's really suspicious.
Yes.
And that also explains why Jack Ruby, while in prison, mysteriously died of, I think it was lung poisoning or something like that, that they basically said, well, no, he had a condition, so he died of it. But it's just like, wow, awfully convenient here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, there's so many things about it that you kind of just, unless you're stupid and just like not willing to accept other like fact, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really suspicious.
Unless you're like really against conspiracy theories completely.
Exactly.
Which I get that to an extent, but there's some points where it's like, well, Occam's razor works to a point. Like the simplest answer is usually the answer, but there's times where like it's just not.
Right.
Like it's almost more difficult to believe that it was just Oswald to me because of the bullet and all this other stuff and the circumstantial evidence of Bobby dying. How do you think I get over there, by the way? I thought I glided, but like I can't make...
There's a glide thing you have to do.
I can't make the jump. And it's not from here, and it's not from here. Maybe it's from over there.
Maybe. I don't remember, actually.
Yeah, no, I think that's very fascinating. I also think that it doesn't help that as much as JFK, it must be here, as much as JFK had a cult of personality sort of thing going on around him, he also had enemies.
Right.
And he made enemies.
Even his vice president, Lyndon B. Johnson, didn't really like him.
Yeah, he made a lot of enemies. And it also didn't help, too, that, like, he cheated on his wife all the time.
Yep.
At least to my understanding. Do I have to say allegedly?
No, this is a fact.
Oh, okay. Like, so, I mean, I'm not saying his wife would want him dead, because she was really torn up about it.
Right.
But, like, he just kind of was good at alienating people as well, in his personal life.
Yeah.
Almost as good as he was at bringing them together in office, which is weird.
Right.
Like, he was very good with politics and politicians and the public support, but not very good with the people in his inner circle.
Right.
I don't have that key, by the way, so I can't get in there yet.
Okay, well, I think you just have one more dragon left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's... The CIA after that really pushed, like, the magic bullet theory. And a lot of people are like, yeah. And then there's also, like, other suspicious things surrounding it, too. Like, the CIA magically losing part of his head.
That's really weird. So
that's
wouldn't
just
that
like,
have...
okay.
I would have thought that would have been, like, extremely well preserved. How do I get up there?
You would think so. Can you... Well, you probably can't fly there from here.
No, it's too low.
I think you have to get on top one of these pillars. I don't know how you do that, though. Wait, can you fly back from... Is there anywhere from over here? No, it doesn't look like it.
I could, like, try and loop around.
Okay.
I could try. Oh, whoa.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
look behind you. Up there. You have to go up there.
Are you getting, like, really, like...
Well, like, there's, like, 1,000
balls?
things right here.
Nate becomes the most popular person when we start to record.
Well, seriously, it's like I start to record, everyone's like, has all their bent up opinions that they need to talk to me about.
It doesn't help that your dad calls you for like really random stuff all the time.
Yeah, I know.
How do I get up there though? Huh.
Well, what if you go up there?
I can try, but I need to start back here then. There's a lot of areas in this game that are harder to get to than I remember from being a kid, but...
Right. Are you saying you were smarter than when you were a kid?
Yes I am.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't make it there from any of these places. If I go down
Can you
here-
go up?
Go up where, though?
I don't know, above you.
No, you couldn't get up there. It was
Okay.
just sheer buildings. Then you get back here.
Oh, and this kind of looks like near where we started.
Yeah. Well, near where we were a minute ago.
Yeah.
So that's the problem, is like I can't figure out how to get...
Well, go up there,
Yeah.
and then over there.
I would have thought you could like jump on... Oh,
Oh, wait.
I don't think you're supposed to be able to do this, but I think I could do it.
If we were PC gamers, we could just hack the game.
Jeez. Can I get up here?
No, it doesn't look like you can.
So-
Well, try going around to try flying there, and then go to like the pillars. Actually, never mind. There's like this middle spot that you have to go to.
Okay.
So go over there, and then before you jump down from here, where is the? Oh, the dragon's up there.
Yeah, I thought I could get to that.
Huh. Well, maybe across the bridge.
Does that go down? No.
This is not Super Mario 64.
Well, I don't know. I was trying to...
Can you jump on those?
They're too tall. Why
Huh.
are these ones up taller?
Probably to prevent you from doing that.
Okay. Why do they even care if I do that? Just let me play your game.
Because they want to make it a challenge.
It's not a challenge. It's just annoying.
No. This is very challenging.
Well, that's... I don't understand that. How am I supposed to get up there?
There should be just a pass. Like,
See what I'm saying?
yeah.
There's nothing. I'm just extremely confused. What's the deal with these rabbits? You just murder them? Okay.
Yeah, you have to kill rabbits in this game.
As a trophy or something?
I don't know.
There probably is one.
Rabbits are like your arch nemesis.
Nice.
Thanks.
We got him, R2.
We got him.
So, do you... Okay. So, do you have anything else with the JFK assassination? By the way, keep your eyes open for what I'm doing, because I don't want to be here the whole time.
Okay.
Any other things to mention?
I do also have... It's also kind of weird that at the 50-year anniversary of the assassination, the CIA said that they would release all the files they have on the assassination, like, to the public. And then when the 50-year anniversary came around, they made a public announcement that were like, well, there's still some living family members of the people involved in that, so we don't, for privacy reasons, we're not going to share them now. Maybe for the 100-year anniversary.
Maybe you go here?
Oh, there you go.
The 100-year? Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
I'm like, what?
Why?
Well, it's like, my thing is clearly there's something to hide. And
Well, yeah, that just looks bad.
my thing is I'm not going to sit here and say that, okay, wait a minute. You have
I think
to,
it's around to the left.
we'll go back first. So you can't go in here.
No,
Yeah, you probably have to fly around then.
to the left.
Yeah. So yeah, my thing is like, I'm not going to say the CIA killed him, because I do not think that the CIA killed JFK.
I don't either. I wouldn't be surprised if they knew that it was
Right.
a possibility or going to happen, though, because that same thing supposedly happened with 9/11, where there were
Right.
warning signs ahead of time, and it happened with Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
I mean, there have been plenty of times in U.S. history where they've known something was going to happen, and they just kind of said, like, well, it might not, or, well, maybe we could use this. So
Well,
I
and-
just wouldn't be surprised.
And I also don't think the CIA really did much to stop it,
Yeah.
because you have to go back into like the... Wait, open up that chest, by the way, now you have
Yes.
the key. You go back into the whole Bay of Pigs situation,
Yep, with Castro.
where basically the CIA and JFK and, well, it actually started with Eisenhower, but JFK finished it. They basically had like this whole plan to invade Cuba and overthrow Castro, and somehow the word got out to Castro. Like somehow he found out about this.
I told him.
You're the one that leaked it?
Yeah, I was no. I actually just realized I probably shouldn't even make that joke because I don't know if they'd be like a treasoner or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even though I'm 25.
Yeah.
I like how I had to ask you.
What am I? You know.
I'm 25.
I am Joe Biden, and I'm gonna lose to Joe Biden.
Oh no.
No, but anyways.
I feel so bad for him.
So yeah, essentially when he found out about it, the CIA invaded Cuba, and essentially, long story short, Fidel had his army waiting for them.
Right.
Because he knew it was coming, he was just ready for them. The ambush failed. Well, the CIA called in air support, and John F. Kennedy was like, I'm not sending in air support because then that would require the American symbol to be on the ships, the planes coming in.
Yeah.
And he didn't want America being associated with this invasion. That's why the CIA hired Cuban refugees to actually train them to be the ones to overthrow the government.
Yeah.
So JFK did not send in the air support, so a lot of those people just got killed.
Right.
And the CIA got really pissed off about that. So, and then John F. Kennedy had a lot of issues with like J. Edgar Hoover, who was, I mean, he was with the FBI, but also with like the CIA director and all this stuff. There's just like a lot of issues that John F. Kennedy had with like the different government factions, I guess you could call them. And that's why, to me, it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if the CIA knew about it, and they probably were like, nah, whatever. Like,
It might happen, it might not.
Yeah, they probably didn't take it seriously.
Right.
I know that sounds bad to claim that, but...
Well, you're not even claiming it. You're saying you wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
Exactly.
I mean, we just exposed that I'm the reason the Bay of Pigs happened.
Yeah, you
even
are.
Though I was born in 1994.
Yep.
And when did it happen? Like
1961, 62? I don't remember what the exact year.
Yeah.
But it was you. You're the one that did it.
Very clearly. That makes a lot of sense. It is all very interesting and fascinating, though.
Yeah.
To think about.
It is very interesting. It is very interesting to study, I would say.
Well,
to look into it.
There's really boring periods in history, but what you just talked about is why I don't understand why people think history as a subject is boring.
Right.
I don't really get it. Now, it's not my passion like you, but I don't understand the idea that it's just...
Like, oh, this is just dates.
There's nothing important. Right. I don't really understand that, I suppose.
Well, the way I view history is a lot like English and literature, where it's just stories.
Yeah.
I mean, you could look at the John F. Kennedy presidency and look at it in terms of a story.
Right.
Because it is. Except for there's more to the story.
Right.
Because you can look at the whole world's history in 1960.
And it's nonfiction.
Exactly.
I'm not supposed to be here, actually. I have 100% this level already, apparently.